Hello, my name is Braynoski.
And I'm Austin Morales, and you're watching The Inner Gamer On.
And today we're going to be talking about, will subscription services like Xbox Game Pass affect your day one purchases? Will you be buying games on day one, or will you wait for the possibility of it coming to a subscription service like Game Pass or EA Play, or they're both going to be together pretty soon, or other subscription services like Stadia or Luna or whatever it might be? I don't know. We don't really know either. We're trying to figure it out. But let's talk about it, and let us know in the comments below what you think.
If you enjoyed this content, please like, subscribe, and bang that bell, because Brett really knows that you want to.
Right now. Each week, we dive into a hot topic about video games. And this week, we're going to talk about a community member submitted a question about, will subscription services affect your day one purchases? So with the advent of all these subscription services that are coming into play these days with Game Pass and EA Play Pro and then EA Play merging with Game Pass, and we got PlayStation Now and all these different things that are out there, freaking Luna and Stadia and all this stuff. Yep. Will they affect your day one purchases, or are you willing to wait until they come onto a system? So this first came from one of our community members, Mac, and he basically brought up the question of Star Wars Squadrons, which just came out, which we are going to review on the podcast next week, so stay tuned for that, because that's going to be very exciting. He was saying that, are y'all playing Squadrons yet, or are you waiting when EA is added to the Game Pass? Because EA Play, their subscription service, will come to the Game Pass, and in that, you're going to get access to a lot of their EA games on Game Pass. And he said, do you think this will be a trend with Game Pass? I don't see day one releases being on Game Pass all the time, but I do think we'll see a short time between big hits from third party outside the Microsoft studios and finally making it to Game Pass. He hasn't bought Doom yet, but waiting for the QuakeCon sale because it's always cheaper. But once the Bethesda deal happened, he was stoked to see Doom Eternal on Game Pass now, and definitely going to be playing that on the next day. So, Austin, how do you feel Game Pass and other services that provide subscriptions will affect your purchase decisions in games? Do you think you'll see yourself waiting more for games to come out, or do you find yourself just like, fuck, I don't want to play it now, I'm going to jump into it and just buy it?
Well, first off, I'm on a podcast, so that means I have to get the game as soon as possible, so I can't wait. But honestly, at this point in time, even if we weren't doing the podcast and I wanted a game, I'd probably just get the game. Like, it depends how long you have to wait. Like, Game Pass is still pretty new. We don't know what the cycle is for things. And it's a give and take for Microsoft, honestly. It's like, how much do they want to pay to this game to get it, day one on Game Pass? There's a lot of games that come out on Game Pass, they're still on Steam. So it's just I don't know what the ratio is for people who just get on Steam and don't know anything about Game Pass, or don't have Game Pass, or don't even want Game Pass,
Yeah.
That might be an issue. I don't know how many people are actually on Game Pass either. So for me, it's just like, I have it, and if it comes out, I'd be like, oh, sweet, it's on Game Pass. I'm not going to buy it now. And if it does come out, first on Game Pass, I'm just going to play it once, and it'd be that.
Yeah.
Like, what was the one that just came out? Obsidian. It's on Game Pass right now. Yeah, the Outer Worlds. I could have waited. It came out. I could play it all, and it's great, and it's a lot more robust because they've fixed a lot of bugs and stuff like that. But I don't know. I had a lot of fun with it. Actually, did I play Game Pass?
No, I think you bought it.
Did I get on Steam?
Well, because I think when it came out,
I didn't get on Game Pass.
It came out though, it wasn't yet on Game Pass because they hadn't announced Obsidian buying it. So that's the other tricky part too. Is like, some of these studios, we don't know if they're going to be on Game Pass because we don't know if they're going to have deals there with that. So that's the thing, is like, do you want to wait and for a potential? I mean, obviously, like Microsoft games, and then now Bethesda, and now EA Play. Those are, I mean, I feel like there's a high-end sense of like, yeah, I'm just going to play it on Game Pass and just leave it at that and not get it somewhere else. But these other games, like, you don't know if they're going to come to it unless they announce it on day one.
Yeah.
And then at that point, it's like, if it's a game like The Outer Worlds, like say it didn't get bought by Microsoft, I mean, would that be something that, say you knew day one is going to come out on Game Pass and it wasn't owned by Microsoft, would you have bought it, or would you have just played it on Game Pass knowing that it could eventually leave at any moment?
Yeah, I'm just going to play it on Game Pass.
Yeah.
If it's I see what you're saying. Because say I got like I don't know, any multiplayer game, and then it leaves, right? Well, I guess it wouldn't matter.
Yeah.
So my what I'm thinking is like my account for Xbox is tied to that game. If that game leaves, how do I tie my progress to buying it outright?
It's the same but you have to buy it through Xbox. So you have to buy it through their store.
Have to buy it through Xbox.
Yeah.
Okay. So I couldn't just get it on Steam and it just has all my progress. Maybe I mean that's a decent way to get people to buy it through your store.
Yeah.
Like you have to get it now. And you don't have, I mean, I don't know. I guess they're competitive with Steam prices, right? Most of the time. I haven't actually checked across the board.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say they are, but at the same time, it's like they're definitely more. I mean, I feel like there's less sales. They're not doing as many sales.
Yeah.
Like that's one thing PlayStation's been doing a lot lately is they've been doing a lot more sales more often that they used to not do. And I think it's probably in competition with Steam and all these other platforms that are like taking away, and even Game Pass, like taking away some of their stuff. So it's like, well, hey, you can go to Game Pass and get a subscription service for all these games, or you can come to us and buy all of our games for like $5 or $10 that we've discounted that are also on Game Pass, but you can get them and you can keep them. So there might be some warrant there too, but I'm not really, I don't know. Like, yeah, it's weird. But I would, for example, and this was frustrating, but I have EA Play Pro like on PC, and it's through the Origin store because that's this where it is. And then right now EA is working on rebuilding their app. So instead of Origin, they're going to have EA Play, which is their desktop app that's going to replace Origin. It looks the exact same. I don't know why well, I mean, I get why they're rebranding it, but I figured they would make it better. But it looks like it's going to be the same freaking app with a reskin. But EA Play is now available on Steam, so you can get it there. But because I have an EA Play subscription through Origin, I can't download games. Like I was going to download Squadrons last night on Steam, but I can't because my Pro subscription is on Origin. So I can only get on Origin, not on Steam, even though I own the subscription. Ugh. But I think it's because if you buy it through Steam, Steam's getting a cut of that subscription that they are purchasing.
No, that makes sense. It's just tied to
like,
even with everything kind of being everywhere, it's still tied to the freaking platform, man.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like now you got to decide, well, shit, like, everything's on Steam now, but it's like, well, if I play it on Xbox Game Pass, eventually will go away, but should I buy it there? Or should I just go ahead and just buy it over here because I know it'll always be there? It's like a sticky situation.
Yeah, no, yeah. Well, I think we're starting to see the errors of the Game Pass. I mean, if it's just you playing, it's probably just great. Game Pass all the way, right?
Yeah.
But, even with Destiny 2, like I got the new DLC on Steam, but then I just had to get it. I'd have to buy it again because I downloaded all of my save data from PC to my PlayStation to see if I could play on there, and I still had to buy the new DLC that came out for this year, and I was just like, fuck. Or I guess it was last year or whatever. I was like, so my data's there. It's just I have to buy it twice, and now that I think about it, I had to buy the other DLC, didn't I? If I get it on Game Pass.
Well, so here's the deal that I just found out 2 days ago.
It's all transferring over for free?
Destiny 2 is coming to Game Pass on Android and consoles. Not PC.
Are you kidding me?
And I just had to look this up just to make sure. But so far, it is coming to the console like streaming service and then the console, but they're not bringing it to Game Pass on PC. It's just for consoles. So unless you want to buy yourself an Xbox One X, you're going to have to continue to pay for it.
So you're telling me is that, we're starting to see the holes in this Game Pass.
Well, yeah, because there's like so many more games that are on Game Pass on console than there are on PC. They're not all like one-to-one relationships. And I think that's largely due to like the deals and stuff like that with stuff. So,
well, it's just kind of weird how they market it then,
Yeah. Because they're like, hey, it's coming to Game Pass, but then you can't play it on PC.
That's weird, man.
But nobody's talking about that, so I wonder if they realize that that's the case.
It's never been a distinction. Well, because no one has both.
Yeah.
And I don't know what's happening on the console Game Pass because I don't have a console.
Yeah.
Man, that's kind of messed up.
Oh, here we go. But it is going to be coming to Game Pass for PC in 2021. They just haven't figured out when yet. but it will be coming there. But yeah, it's
Okay.
different. So it's
Still
not like
delayed.
just like, hey, it's happening.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah.
I guess they would do console before they did PC anyway. So,
Well, I mean, I would hope they would just do both, but
yeah.
it's
But then what does that mean? Wait, that makes no sense. If it comes in 2021, there are things that have already happened, like seasons and stuff like that you're going to miss out on.
Well, I mean, hopefully that progression will carry over from your Steam version, but we don't know that yet.
Oh, that's
Hasn't
true.
been
Yeah, they
confirmed,
would assume you
because
would,
they have cross save,
they would
right?
assume that
So I'm
would, yeah.
hoping that we'll be able to just download it on Game Pass. But then it's like this next expansion you're gonna have to buy.
But maybe you're waiting to buy. Yeah, then you have to buy the expansion and then you just get it on Game Pass. Like, well, I just waste my money. That's
Yeah.
kind of messed up.
So then that's one of those things.
That
It's
is
like,
messed up.
do you wait for it to come on PC
Yeah.
Game Pass to buy the
God
next expansion, or do you buy it now? Oh man,
There
it's
it is.
tough.
The question has come back around.
There it is. That's what you gotta do.
Man, I don't know. Well, right now I have no desire to play Destiny at this point. And the only reason I really
What
was,
happened?
The only reason I
You're like
was kinda-
fanboying on that game.
well, yeah, early on in the year I was. And then now we've kind of got the bigger and better things. And at first, Travis, the only thing he wanted to play was Destiny because the only thing we could really play. And we were playing WoW for a little bit because we're making a series about it, but we got off that for a little bit. And then we got back on the Remnant and beat that really quick. So kind of jumped off of that.
So now what are you jumping on?
Well,
Sea
he
of
wants to
Thieves,
play
I
this
guess.
Phasmophobia more often. I'm like, ah, dang it.
Phasmophobia.
We have nothing else to play. Anyway, back to this topic. It just depends what game it is, you know? Like, if it's a game I'm hyped about, I'm going to buy it. Like, you know,
Yeah.
Cyberpunk comes to Game Pass. Well, too late. I'm going to buy it. I'm not waiting for it. If you're a person who's stuck on a game that you've been playing all year, you know, you could wait. There
Yeah.
are people who are just wait. There's no reason to buy everything right now
Right.
unless you're going to play it right now.
Yeah. I mean, I think you're right about the fact that we are on a video game podcast, and therefore we are in a different situation. That even though we are like we are everybody else, because we're not getting these games shipped to us like all these journalists are
That's
that have
right.
these other podcasts. Like, we're outright buying the damn game the same day y'all buy the game. But at the same time, it's like we want to be able to capture games early for people to make decisions. Like, I was talking to one of our guy that works IT at our company. He's a Patreon subscriber, and everybody, DIY nerd, shout out to you. He said that he bought Avengers because of our conversation on Game Pass
Nice.
on the thing. So it's like knowing that that's like something that, you know, we can help to potentially. Now, I wish like the studios would give us money for that stuff, but it's, you know, it's fine. It's
Yeah.
totally cool. But
Or
like,
just
it's
give us
cool
a
that
game.
we're like, you know, helping. We're kind of contributing to purchase decisions on things for
Right,
people that
right.
have limited time, but they want to play with their friends. They want to do this. They want to do that.
Yeah.
So we want to jump on it before it's like not a conversation anymore amongst everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, you know, with Last of Us Part 2, we want to jump on that early, except neither of us have beat it yet and may not beat it for a while. And
Yeah.
goes to see I haven't beat it yet, but at least we can get our first impressions and say like, hey, is this a game you even care about playing?
Yeah.
So that's why we're going to talk about like Squadrons next week and stuff like that. There's like, we want to get on those games, but at the same time, it's like, it would be nice to wait for subscription services. But the other benefit with subscription service is that, you know, if there are games that we missed or didn't talk about and they do show up on Game Pass, hopefully the amount of we've been talking about it, like a lot of people are going to be jumping into Game Pass, and we can be like, hey, y'all, this has just show up on Game Pass. You should go check it out and download it. And then we can kind of like still be curators of positive content down the line, even though we didn't talk about it the day it came out. But if a game does come out, they're like, I don't want to play this, but I haven't touched it yet because I don't want to pay for it.
Yeah.
Now we play it and then we say, hey, this is really good. Now, even though it came out 6 months ago,
Right.
now we recommend it. Just like Ghost Recon Breakpoint. The only reason I bought that was because I had friends that convinced me to buy it, and it was on sale for like $40. So I was like, okay,
And look
cool.
how it trickled down to me.
And look how it trickled down to you. And then you
Son
won't
of a
play it
bitch.
with us on PlayStation 4.
That's
so
right.
whatever, man.
I had fun with it. I had fun while it lasted on that
It was
game.
great. So good. We just jumped into the new DLC. Oh, man. It was so good. On Friday night.
I can't believe you are playing that again.
Dude, it's so good.
It's not that great anymore. We have Avengers to do, okay?
I know, but this was fun. It was like they have this new thing where it's like you have to go and find these targets, and then they have there was like targets that had time bombs attached to them. So you had like 15 minutes to like rescue all the hostages that were they were literally on bomb platforms. Like they were on the plates that like if they got pulled off of it or if they got reacted to by the Russians that are like taking over the island.
Damn Russians.
It was like on pressure sensitive places. So we had to go there and disarm all of them in the area while fighting
Forced to.
bad guys.
Oh
And I was
my
like, that
gosh.
was crazy.
All right, that does sound cool. I'm not
It was
gonna
pretty
lie.
good.
Not gonna-
Yeah,
not
it was
gonna
pretty
lie.
good. I mean, the acting was still shit, but
I'm not surprised.
it's Ghost Recon Breakpoint. You don't play for the acting.
That's
play
right.
play
That's
for
right.
the craziness of the
That's
moment to moment action. But yeah, I'm really curious to see what comes of this subscription service in the
Yes.
future with Bethesda now, what they decide to do with Bethesda and how that kind of integrates, because it's like,
Oh, what's his face? What's his face? Xbox guy.
Oh,
Phil Spencer.
Phil Spencer.
I always forget his name. Gosh darn.
Major
He-
Nelson?
Yeah, Major Nelson. No, Phil Spencer was saying that because he was asked in an interview. I think it was like Fox or something. I don't know, NBC. He was like, they're like, are you gonna like do anything with these companies? And they're like, no, we're just gonna leave them to their own devices. And I was like, that's not a good thing. They do not maybe left to their own devices.
Yeah.
I don't know.
mean, well,
Maybe.
yeah. What kind of influence do you think they would have? Like if they didn't leave them to their own devices, like what do you think Microsoft like brings to the table that they could help them with? Like really kind of put them to the next level with?
Well, I mean, they could probably help them with the budget and manpower for sure. But what I really want them to do is be like, get a new engine and no more games as a service bullshit. Just make the stuff that you make.
Yeah.
Make it good.
Yeah. Yeah, be like, Todd Howard, stop sitting on that freaking cash cow Skyrim. Make something new.
Yeah, exactly. But the reason I think, for the most part, was the people in charge of ZeniMax. That was why these things were being done
Yeah.
like this. And obviously, Todd Howard has something to do with it. And, you know, a lot of the higher ups probably has something to do with it because...
I mean, it's easy to get comfortable with something, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like
yeah.
with them, they were probably getting comfortable with that engine and they knew it. They understood
yeah.
it. I mean, they had that since, like, I want to say it was the same engine they used since Morrowind or something like that.
I think so.
So it's like, that's crazy to me. Like, it went
Yes.
through 3 console generations, basically, or it was about to go through 3
Yeah.
console
I mean,
generations.
Props to them for keeping it going and making it look as good as it did. But,
Yeah.
I mean, it's dated now.
Yeah,
I don't know how much more you could go with it.
right.
So that's what I hope for them. And see what happens.
Yeah.
It's not part of the conversation, but
No.
there it is.
Hey, I mean, that is. It's all part of the subscription services and the
Yeah,
future
yeah.
the future of global gaming, you know? The future of gaming is upon us right now.
So this is what I think might happen to some games that Microsoft makes. Like Halo, it's going to be on the Game Pass day one. But what if all the Bethesda games aren't on Game Pass day one? What if they try to get as much money from them as possible by putting them out for people to buy for like the first month, and then it comes to Game Pass, or wait 2 or 3 months?
I think that'd be a super smart decision on their part.
On their part, yes.
Yeah, like
but
I
bad
think
for us.
Well, I mean, I could definitely see them doing that with Microsoft. Is like they release Starfield. Starfield comes out. It's on every system because I think that's what they're going to do. Is they're going to release it on every system,
Yep.
which they should. I mean, there's an argument to be made on both sides because they need more exclusives and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But the way that they're going, they want this to be an ecosystem and a service that exists forever.
Yeah.
But now that they own the property, they don't give a shit where it's at. They're just making money off the sales of it. So it can be
Yeah.
on this, that, whatever. All good.
Right.
So I could definitely see them like, here's Starfield, play it now, and then 6 months to a year later. So I think that's a big, kind of a better margin of time.
Right.
Then it comes out on Game Pass. So they already got all their day one sales out the books.
Oh, yeah.
They got their first week sales. They got the first month. They got
you know
their
what?
quarter sales.
People are gonna bitch. Gonna
Yeah.
be like, why is it on Game Pass?
Yeah. But then what they're going to do is they're going to be like, well, actually, no, they're not going to do that. But the people that didn't get it, they're still going to get money from them because now they're going to get on Game Pass.
That's right. That's right.
But I don't know if they're going to make more money off of that because I mean, I wonder if there's like, you know, say a
Now they're
game,
charging
you know how people
marketing.
wait for sales?
Production.
Yeah. But you know how like people wait for sales on stuff and it's like, you know, Steam has their big sale and then people wait for, well, like, you know, Macamac said he's waiting for Doom Eternal because that's usually when it goes on sale.
Right.
So I wonder if they're going to make more money off of those sales or make more money off of putting on Game Pass. Because I still don't really know the numbers. I want to know what the numbers are behind Game Pass. There's 15 million subscribers.
Yep.
So that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
But how is that distributed to all the games that are on the platform?
Right. Yeah, it's true because they're doing something like Epic. Like that's what they're doing. They have to be where it's like, here's a bunch of money, put your game on our Game Pass or whatever the money is amount, and they're like, okay, cool.
And that's the whole reason they're buying studios because they don't have to pay the licensing fees.
Exactly.
So they're like, hey, that's what Netflix did. That's why Netflix has so much original content now is because they have to.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to pay a licensing fee for somebody just to have access to that content. They'd rather own the entire industry.
Right.
And then they don't have to pay that, and they can just do whatever the fuck they want with the property.
Exactly.
Just be like, it's going to go here, it's going to go here, it's going to go there, and then call it a day.
Yeah, there we go.
It's great. So, anyway. So, pretty exciting stuff.
That was actually a way better conversation than I thought it was going to be.
I know. It's freaking crazy.
If we went in all the places.
Yeah. So, shout out to Mac for the topic discussion there.
Thanks,
and if y'all have any questions or what are your thoughts? Like, would you be more? I mean, a lot of our audience is we're all casual gamers here, so it's like, I mean, I'm curious to know, like, are you more of a day one purchase? Like, I mean, because I know a lot of our community tends to be like one game gamers. So like they have a game, they play the shit out of that game, and they move on to another game, which is kind of not what I do. I was going to say I do that, but I play a lot of pieces of games over time, and I never finish any one game. So that's how I operate. But I'm curious to know, like, with the Game Pass and stuff like that, like, are there games that you just be like, screw it, I'm just going to wait and see if maybe it comes on Game Pass rather than actually buying it? Or are you just like, screw it, I'm going to buy it day one, get it, play it, assuming you have the time to play that game? Like, what is that gauge for you? And obviously it's different with every game because some games you want more than others.
That's right.
Like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. I think that's a great Game Pass game. Like, I bought that game for $40. I think it's worth paying for it. But honestly, like, if I knew that was maybe going to come to Game Pass, I probably would have waited and just got it on Game Pass, because that'd be a great Game Pass game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just there's some games that I think it's worth waiting for because I don't need them day one. Like, if I was going to play Tony Hawk, I wouldn't get it now.
Yeah.
If it was coming to Game Pass, awesome. I'm going to play it.
There you go.